what's happening, everybody? What we're going to do now is take a look and break down some of these images that we shot during this wedding where pretty much everything was working against us, from time to weather to losing light to having to pull family out during the reception for family pictures. So let's look at this first image here. Again, like we said in the article, the day was kind of a mess. We lost our opportunity to photograph everybody right after the ceremony. Everybody had ran undercover. The rain was coming. So when we did find a little break of rain, we had to get these guys out and in a matter of 5 minutes knock out a bunch of creative images to deliver what these guys are expecting from us. So here's a shot of just a tight shot that we got, and let's look at the info here real quick. So this was at 110 millimeters, 200th of a second, 2.8 ISO 1600. So shooting at 110 to get that compression, to compress the background around here, and then you have that nice bokeh going on in here from all the lights on the property coming in on the background. This shot, most of these shots that you're going to see were all lit with a ProPhoto B1 that was bare, so there was no modifier on it. So just a nice portrait, happy smiling, looking at camera, just a typical shot that you guys need to get in addition to your creative portraits. Going on to this one here, this was our big signature edit. So we did a sky swap. Let's look at the details. Again, we really didn't mess around with changing lenses, did everything quickly, 70 to 200. This one was done at 85 millimeters, 1/200th of a second, 2.8 ISO 1600, and in aperture priority. So again, shooting at a longer focal length to compress, again, the background, new sky in here, and again, you have this great path of lights on the bottom left going this way. Couple is framed off nicely with the tree back in here, and the lights down on the bottom left. And then we toning's totally different and really brought out the mood with the lighting and the sky as well. This image here, so originally they wanted the reception was outside, cocktail hour reception. They had a tent, but just outside the tent was where technically their dance floor was, and where they wanted to do their introductions, their first dances, toasts, everything like that. Now that was totally, had zero cover. It was right next to the bar and the DJ and just a mess in the background. So because of that, I made the argument to get everything done underneath the tent, just because it would make for much better images. So when you see scenarios like that where something might work against you and you're able to fix it or make adjustments to get what you need and in the end a better result, definitely go to whoever you need to and take control of that, because you guys need to have control when you have to deliver these images. And you know, when looking through at reception images later on from this wedding, they just weren't as good because everything was outside, no cover. The scene really wasn't there, you know, given just a cluttered background or total nothingness to one side. Here you were able to have people. You had the nice white tent to bounce light off of. And here you can see a beautiful moment. And if you look at right in here on her hair, you can see how we framed it. And here as well, we were able to use the light coming in from the videographer right in here to give that nice hair light and create some separation from them as well. And then you have people faded off in the background. For the family shots, these were the most difficult because everyone was already scattered. They were actually eating now because we just lost time because it went dark and the rain, and we started late. So what we had to do was find a location. Had we gone out further into the property where the ceremony and everything was, it would have been pitch black. So we had to find an easy spot nearby where people were to get them over there, get these shots done, and get them back. So here, in addition to having my B1s on me, we also had the ProPhoto B2s, which in this case were great because we were able to throw them high up on our light stands. So I carry 13-foot light stands with me, and then the heads, or the flash heads on the B2s, are super light. So there's less of an issue with a heavier head like a B1, swaying in the wind or potentially blowing over. So what we did here was we set up two B2 heads, one on each stand, off of one battery pack, and then we had 20-degree grids, one on each to control the spill, so we didn't have a bunch of lights spilling onto the ground, and found a decent background to work with to knock out these pictures here. So we figured out our location, set up our lighting, tested it, and then we were able to easily shuffle people in and out through the scene. Same thing here, so we did all the family pictures, bridal party pictures. You can see they're evenly lit across the way from left to right, with a good balance there. And then finally, we went out towards the end of the night to get some closing shots when they had their Rolls Royce come to take them away. So for this image, let's take a look. So this was on my 50mm lens at 100th of a second, shot at 1.4 and ISO 3200. And so shot at 1.4 to bring in some light from the background, get the lights from the scene, blur the background out a bit, and then we brought in video light to light the subjects and just create a nice moment using the car that they rented as a prop in the background. So given the situation, we were able to deliver beautiful portraits to our clients, happy, smiling, looking at camera, connection, big dramatic images, everything that we needed because we were prepared. We had the tools that we needed, and we had the knowledge and the technical ability to do what we had to do to make it work, given the really poor situations we were forced to deal with that day. So that's going to be it for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed the article and the images. If you have any questions about anything we talked about, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll catch you next month, and we'll see you guys at Shutterfest.